What do you believe the biggest challenges facing our country?
I think the hyper-partisanship and the divisiveness that's tearing our country apart poses the greatest challenge for us to be able to come together and solve problems and move forward together as a country.
If elected president, what would be one of the first moves that you would make in terms of maybe pulling out of a country,
Well, the greatest national security and existential threat that we face in this country is the new Cold War and nuclear arms race that's ensuing, with increasing tensions between the United States and nuclear-armed countries like Russia and China. So one of the first things I'll do is call for a summit with these two countries to begin the work, the diplomatic work, to de-escalate these tensions, work out differences that we have, find areas of common interest so that we can make progress towards reducing the numbers of nuclear weapons in the world, putting an end to this nuclear arms race, and making it so that not the American people nor people of any other nations have to live in fear of nuclear war.
Congresswoman, right after we left you today, that poll came out from New Hampshire.
Yes.
You are 6% in that poll.
Yes.
Want to get your reaction to that?
I'm grateful for the support that we're seeing growing in places like New Hampshire and in other states in the country. Look, our polls are moving in the right direction, so it's encouraging. I take the approach in our campaign of being the tortoise rather than the hare. And so we were continuing to move forward and delivering our message, and we're seeing how it's resonating and that support is growing.
We have another candidate in the race right now who talks about questions if the country is ready for a female president or a woman of color president. I mean, you're skyrocketing, especially in that poll right now. Do you want to just maybe address that issue?
I think the country is ready. I think what people are looking for is a president who can unify our country, who will put the best interests of our country first, and who's qualified and ready to serve as Commander-in-Chief on day one.
have you heard from Hillary Clinton at all?
No.
Are there any,
Neither directly nor indirectly. Yes.
Hi. What is your opinion on what is going on in Bolivia with Evo Morales, who was just ousted in what appears to be a U.S.-backed coup?
I'm really gathering the facts and the information around this. I don't have the full picture, the full story. There are a lot of different narratives being brought forward on what has led to his announced resignation, and so I need to get the facts first.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You got a lot of criticism for always meeting with Narendra Modi. Would you consider meeting with Irfan Khan as well, Prime Minister? And if you did, what would be your ideological approach to bring peace to that region?
Yeah, of course. We've got to have the courage to meet with leaders of other countries in the pursuit of peace and national security. Look, India and Pakistan have a long-standing conflict with many issues that they need to resolve themselves. I think both leaders have recognized that's only through those direct negotiations and diplomacy that they do that. And I think in the interest of peace, given that these two countries are nuclear-armed nations, to do what we can to be able to support those peaceful negotiations is in all of our best interests. Thank you.
last question. If you don't win the Democratic nomination, would you consider a third party?
No.
Okay, we have
Anyone
one.
who says otherwise is not interested in the truth. I've been asked this question since probably I started running for president, and every single time my answer has been the same. Yet for some reason there are voices within our political sphere who continue to traffic in this rumor mongering, and I just think it's unfortunate because they know it's not true and they're using it as a way to try to undermine my campaign by making people suspicious that something else is going on. Nothing else is going on. I'm running for president. I plan on being the Democratic nominee that is best positioned to defeat Donald Trump.
Thank you. Wait, actually,
Thank
one
you.
quick question. Up there, you talked about how you don't have many field offices. At a time when other campaigns are closing offices, slashing staff, with a lean campaign. Talk about your strategy for some of your campaign right now, and how you expect to get the nomination the way you're running it right now.
Well, you're seeing a lot of people who opened a lot of field offices now having to shut them down. And some of those people are seeing their poll numbers drop my trend in polling is moving in the right direction. We are using, being very fiscally responsible with the hard-earned resources people are donating to our campaign and using those dollars to reach voters directly. I give so much credit to our incredible volunteers who are pouring their heart and passion and time and resources into this campaign because they believe in our mission of putting service above self and the change that we are trying to bring about. I think there's nothing more powerful than that to help us win this.
Thank you.
Tulsi, can I ask
Sorry,
you a
Thank
we have a
you.
lot of people lined up. Thank you so much.
You took a lot of slack from voting yes on the BDS resolution from the progressive flank of the party because they thought it seemed out of proportion where you've been in the past. What is your response to that?
Look, I have always stood in support for people exercising their right and freedom to protest. For those who choose to do that through the BDS movement, I stand solidly behind making sure that neither our state government or our federal government attempts to punish them in any way for that. That directly undermines our freedom of speech. There's maybe just a point of disagreement. I personally don't think that that is the best way to achieve peace and move us closer toward, or move them closer towards a two-state solution. I think
So you
it's a
don't
difference.
support BDS
It's a
in general?
difference on the approach to get there. For those who have a different approach, I respect their right. I don't think it's the best or the only way to get there.
Sorry, I need
Thank
to
you.
steal her now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.